First at 6, work zone speed cameras will go live across Connecticut come Monday. What you need to know ahead of the launch coming up in a live report.
Good morning and happy Friday. We hope yours is off to a good start so far. Thanks for starting it off with us, America Arias.
And I'm Bridget Bureau, TGIF. Definitely a cooler start out there. You might want to pack a light jacket. Let's check in with Rachel to see how the rest of the day is looking. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. If you're waking up with your windows open this morning, it might be a bit chilly and staying under those blankets a little bit longer. But as we head through the afternoon, temperatures get up into the mid-70s now. Over in Hartford, we have a little bit more in the way of cloud coverage. We are expecting a variable cloud coverage throughout the day. 51 degrees currently with winds around 3 miles per hour. We are colder than this time yesterday, 2 to 12 degrees colder, so certainly noticeable in spots at 53 degrees in Waterbury, 55 in Chester, upper 40s towards Willimantic in the quiet corner there, and 51 in Torrington now. So it is mostly cloudy to start. Variable cloud coverage expected throughout the day. Temperatures will move into the low 70s to mid 70s this afternoon, depending on where you are. Now, most of the day ends up being dry today. Towards this evening, I think there is an opportunity for eastern areas to maybe see a brief shower, but there's a better opportunity for rain that's going to push through as we head through the day on Saturday. Saturday does not look like a washout, but unfortunately it's going to be cool, it's going to be windy, and it's going to be pretty damp too at times. 74 degrees in Branford today, 76 in Middletown, 75 in Wallingford, 72 degrees in Mystic. There's Saturday with temperatures that struggle to make it out of the 60s. We're around 70 degrees on Sunday. We'll talk about where we go from here. Your full 7-day coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02 on our roadways, we are following delays on Route 8 as you're traveling to I-95 this morning towards Bridgeport. Otherwise, your drive in Fairfield County, not all that bad for a Friday morning. Bridgeport to Fairfield, 10 minutes. Trumbull into Westport looks good this morning on the Merritt at 14. Erica.
Rachel, thanks so much. 6:02 right now. Slow down or pay the price. The Connecticut Department of Transportation's years-long project to launch work zone speed cameras has finally made it to the finish line. Fox 61's Aaron Coogan is live for us in Newington this morning. Aaron, this is an effort to protect our highway workers, and this has been in the works for a long time. What do drivers need to know now?
Yeah, good morning to you, Erica. Well, Monday is the day those cameras officially go live. As you mentioned, a long time in the making. And if you're sitting at home thinking, I thought those cameras were already in place, you'd actually be right. For several months now, those cameras have been quietly working in the background as DOT workers have fine-tuned exactly what this program is going to look like in full force. But finally, here we are, and it's the reason transportation workers are gathering this afternoon to discuss the final steps ahead of that Monday launch. Again, what we do know, June 1st, that's, again, this upcoming Monday, that's when cameras will go online collecting data and taking pictures of drivers exceeding 10 miles over selected work zone speed limits. But like many projects of this nature, we will have a 1-month warning period. That's when, instead of citations as part of the adjustment period, folks can expect written warnings advising of their high speeds and the cameras going into effect. And then after that 1-month period, first-time offenders clocked under 85 miles per hour can expect a similar warning in the mail. That followed by a $75 fine for any additional transgressions within a year period. Anyone found going over 85 in a work zone at any time can also expect that $75 fine. But again, with the initiative not being new to the public eye, DOT staff say this isn't supposed to be a gotcha kind of thing, nor a state money grab, but truly life-saving tactics to protect our valued highway workers.
I think it's a good idea to keep everyone safe and make sure the roads are safe. A lot of accidents lately. Under influence drivers and things like that. So I think it's a good idea.
Again, we are expected to hear from transportation workers later this afternoon with any updates if anything's changed ahead of that Monday start time. But of course, we're going to keep you updated online and on air at fox61.com. Guys.
All right, Aaron, thanks for the update. Appreciate it. And starting tomorrow, if you drive on the Gold Star Memorial Bridge in New London, there will be a traffic shift you will want to know about. It's going to last the next 4 years. Crews will shut down lanes overnight Saturday to set up a new northbound crossover. Then on Sunday, northbound traffic will split for the next 4 years. Though traffic heading north will cross over onto the southbound bridge, local traffic for New London and Groton will stay on the existing northbound side.
Happening today in court, a man who police say entered Aetna's headquarters with a gun back in April. He's expected to appear before a judge. Denry Wadlington faces several charges in connection to the incident. Police say he told security that he was being followed by someone. That's according to the incident report. Police say Wadlington tried to enter the building 3 different times. Investigators say a security officer has detained him, and they later found an AR-style pistol in his backpack. Records show that Wadlington is a felon. That means it's illegal for him to even have a firearm.
Also in court this morning, a former pastor is scheduled for a pretrial hearing. Police say this man you see here, Alexander Thomas, is accused of embezzling more than $20,000 from a church that he worked at. He's been charged with money laundering and larceny, both of which he's pled not guilty to. Back in March, a judge requested and rejected an ask by Thomas and his lawyers to enter the accelerated rehab program that would have allowed him to avoid jail time.
After months of stalled contract negotiations, union workers at the Hartford DoubleTree Hotel are getting ready to vote on authorizing a strike. Union leaders plan to talk about their contract situation today. And Governor Ned Lamont and Mayor Arunan Arulapalam plan to attend their news conference. The union says it wants raises that are in line with what other union hotel workers get here in our state.
A former daycare worker accused of sexually assaulting several boys during nap time at a facility in Avon could face additional charges. It comes as Avon police file 2 new arrest warrants. Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot reports.
Attorney Eric Schoenberg believes there are more victims, and he urges families and employees of Bright Path to come forward with any information. He tells me the parents of the victims are experiencing a wide range of emotions.
Anything from simply being stuck, being unable to talk about it, unable to acknowledge it, to anger, to confusion, to hopelessness. And it's tough because they did everything possible to try to protect their children, as I did with my 3 children, who have also all been in daycare and similar facilities. And they're doing the best that they can, and we want to be there to support them. But what we really need more than anything else, is for the former employees to continue to come forward.
Schoenberg says he believes there will be additional warrants. This all comes after 29-year-old Jan Carlos Barrios Otero is charged with illegal sexual contact with a minor and sexual assault in the 4th degree. Avon police say a judge is reviewing the 2 additional warrants. He is accused of sexually assaulting and abusing minors while he was employed at Bright Path in Avon. This location closed earlier this month after the criminal investigation started. These additional warrants bring the total to 7. Schoenberg says that Barrios Otero is expected to appear in court next week. In Avon, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
New Haven police and OSHA are investigating a man's death after he was pulled into a conveyor belt at work. Police say it happened at a facility on Middletown Avenue yesterday afternoon. The 23-year-old has not been identified.
I was afraid for my kid. I'm glad that I got up and saw it first, and not everybody else. They might have freaked out.
A scary encounter for one family in East Hartford when they came face to face with this, a python inside their home. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi spoke exclusively with the husband and father who took matters into his own hands to wrangle the snake.
The encounter happened in one of these apartments early Wednesday, and as Mark Anthony Wilson tells me, this is not the first time he saw this slithering intruder.
Last night, we came into the apartment, didn't see a snake, wasn't worried about it, but it was in my mind. Went to bed, dog keep making noise. I go to the bathroom, the python's in my shower.
What was supposed to be an ordinary early Wednesday morning turned into a frightening ordeal for one family who says they discovered a snake in their kitchen.
This is the video of me finding it.
Mark Anthony Wilson says he rushed over when he heard his girlfriend's screams.
I didn't believe it. My girl said she stepped on the snake, and I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah." Then I kind of believed her, so I went on my day, didn't think about it.
The discovery happened in one of these apartments on Nutmeg Lane in East Hartford. Wilson says all he can think of were his kids.
I was afraid for my kid. I'm glad that I got up and saw it first, and not everybody else. They might have freaked out.
Then, Wilson says the snake suddenly disappeared. He says he thought it was gone for good, but that changed early Thursday.
I Googled it to know what I'm dealing with, to make sure it's not a venomous snake. So it wasn't, but when I saw that it's a python, a boa constrictor, I knew it can kill someone if it gets a hold of them. So I just want to make sure it didn't, squeeze my hand or it didn't bite me. So that's why I got the mitten, for the cooking mitten, so I could grab it, and then I put it in the bag so it could breathe. So I basically stayed up all night and watched the snake in the bag where it actually got out the bag. So I had to re-put it back in the bag and zipper it tight so it wouldn't get out.
This time, he says, he knew he needed to take action.
I knew if I put it outside, I was afraid I might get fined. I was afraid it might get somebody else's animal or somebody's kid going to school. So I knew I had to call animal control. So I made all the calls. I called the police.
And when the leasing office learned about the discovery,
He said in his whole 21 years of working here, he has never encountered anything like a snake like that in the building.
there's still a lot of questions about how exactly the snake got into the apartment. The person who claims to be the owner of the snake told Fox 61 this was not a random animal, but a pet. Wilson says he's just glad it's over.
Don't lose your snake again, please.
Now, I spoke to the person who claims to be the owner of the snake, and she told me she was out of town and that her parents will pick up the snake from the animal control facility. In East Hartford, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Coming up next here on Fox 61 in Money Matters, Unilever bringing 300 new jobs to New Haven with plans for a major global innovation center. We're going to break down the details for you next.
And more layoffs at NPR as the public radio network restructures its newsroom amid ongoing funding cuts. We'll bring you the latest and the impact next.